everyone! Me again, Harry S. Mamoya on my channel Harry's Own World. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our grammar right now is subjunctive. What is subjunctive? Later on, I would like to explain in detail about subjunctive. Because you know that subjunctive is usually used in our daily speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, subjunctive is forms of verbs are typically used to express various states of unreality or imagination, such as wish, emotion, possibility, judgment, opinion, obligation, or action that haven't yet occurred. But ladies and gentlemen, talking about subjunctive lesson here, this is the complete lesson of subjunctive. So, don't go anywhere and check it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the complete lesson about subjunctive. Well, but first we talk about present subjunctive. As we know that talking about subjunctive, there are four kinds here: wish, as if or as though, and then if only, and would rather. Well, now let's discuss one by one related with the example itself. The first is wish. Well, now I would like to say that S is subjunctive, F is fact. Well, because you know that subjunctive is unreality, and then the fact is the reality or the condition of the action itself or the activities. Well, talking about the subjunctive of this year, I wish I could help you. So the point is wish and could here. Could is for two, and then the fact is I can't help you. So the point is can't here or cannot for one, because you know this is the reality. So it is the subjunctive is for two, so the fact is for one, and the subjunctive is positive sentence or positive activities. So the fact is in the negative sentence. So this is the contrary. Got it? Well, now let's continue on to the second example. This is the as if or as though. Well, for the subjunctive, she acts as if she knew me. So, talking about the sentence here, of course, this is on the contrary, means that she doesn't know me. Got it? Don't forget that talking about the verb here, that is the new is verb to, because this is subjunctive or the present subjunctive, and the fact is using the verb one. Or in the contrary, this is the positive sentence, so this is the negative sentence. Or on the other hand, if this is the negative sentence, this is the positive sentence. Got it? Well, and the third is if only. The subjunctive form is if only they understood. Means that they don't understand. So this is in the contrary, of course, as I told you before, as in the first and the second example. Got it? Well, now go on to the last. Would rather. Well, this is the subjunctive is I would rather he said the truth. Means that he doesn't say the truth. So it's also the same. This is the contrary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the example of the present subjunctive. As you know that talking about the subjunctive is the unreality things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the next kind of the subjunctive is past subjunctive. After we know about the present subjunctive, of course, we should know the past subjunctive. Actually, it's not quite different, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a little bit different related with the verbs or the verb form. Well, now directly we discuss the example of the past subjunctive. Here, the complete lesson. Past subjunctive. As we know that talking about the subjunctive, there are four kinds: wish, as if or as though, and then if only, and would rather. It's the same as the present subjunctive and the past subjunctive. Well, now let's discuss the first example of wish. Subjunctive is I wish I had closed the door yesterday. Means that I didn't close the door yesterday. So it's the same as the forms of the present subjunctive itself. But the difference is the forms here. Had closed means that had for three. Now let's compare with present subjunctive using for two. Could. Well, and the fact didn't close means that is for two. So if the present subjunctive using for one and the past subjunctive using for two, and don't forget if the subjunctive is in the positive sentence or positive action, so in the fact is in the negative action, On the other hand, if in the subjunctive is in the negative action, so the fact is in the positive action. Got it? Well, now let's continue on to the second example of subjunctive or past subjunctive. This is the as if or as do. The subjunctive is she sang as if she had been a singer. Means that she was not a singer. Got it? Yeah, because this is the subjunctive, so the unreality. So the reality is she was not a singer. Well, now comes to the third example. If only. The subjunctive is if only Tom had not been sick last night. Means that Tom was sick last night. So this is the contrary. The condition of the unreality is subjunctive and the reality is the fact. Okay? Well, and the last example is would rather. The subjunctive is I would rather he had been jealous. Means that he was not jealous. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the complete lesson about past subjunctive. And after you know about the present subjunctive and the past subjunctive, now I'd like to give the conclusion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion about subjunctive. As we know that subjunctive is action that haven't yet occurred, and there are two kinds of subjunctive: present subjunctive and past subjunctive. And talking about present subjunctive, we can use bis, as if or as do, if only, and would rather. And in the subjunctive or the present subjunctive here, we use verb to. And then the fact is using verb 1. And in the subjunctive, if this is the positive sentence, so in the fact is in the negative sentence. On the other hand, if in the subjunctive using negative sentence, so in the fact is in the positive sentence. Got it? Well, now the conclusion of past subjunctive. In the past subjunctive is the same. We can use bis, as if or as do, if only, and would rather. It's for the same with the present subjunctive. And then in the subjunctive, in the past subjunctive here, using had verb 3, and in the fact is using verb 2. It's the same as the present subjunctive. In the contrary, using the positive sentence, and the fact here using the negative sentence. On the other hand, if the subjunctive using the negative sentence, so the fact is using positive sentence. Got it? So, with that, you can mastering the subjunctive lesson very well, and you can use for your examination and daily activities or daily conversation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the subjunctive lesson for me. See you next time on the same channel with the lesson, another lesson or another grammar. See you and goodbye.